Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Um, Aziz, because Habib, Bangla Nuyu, Bila Santa, and all the viewers, welcome to another edition of hashtag Know Your Game in Football. Balama Damat rek na by Aziz, Habib Munuyo, whilst ma try to share um, lii si suñ Facebook page bi su ko defee nit ñi mun a ñoo join si is as well on YouTube hashtag nuyu Gambian Gam Football Fan TV um and dinañ ko ngeen share ko whoever has an opportunity to watch it can share it so that it could reach a wider audience. Habib balaa ñoo def dara rek
Alhamdulillah.
ma baala rek nga nuyoo.
Well, Asana, it's been, it's another Friday. My favorite day on Friday, mom, small bisla. So, and then, my day, bo hamne mom lanje am sun program. So it's 2 in 1. It's always nice to be here because there is Gambian football or Gambian sport, mom. Basically, every week there are things to talk about. So I hope we're gonna have a nice one. As always. So guys, stay tuned, stay connected. Come on, go ahead. You can share the link, on Facebook or WhatsApp for people to follow the show. So I think it's gonna be a good show, as always.
Yeah, Habib, jërëjëf, I'm just trying to make sure that we share link also in um Gum Football Fan page B, where we have a wider audience on that page.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to copy it to send it, but yeah, I think you all I would do is now continue rek who's rek ci show bi tey so la ñu dégg bu baax. Can you just give us a thumb up that you getting us, su ko defee danañ ko mën a gis si stream comments yi if everything is it's okay, then we will just get going. You know, are we loud and clear? Okay, Pa Abdul Seka, jërëjëf. Thank you for giving us thumb up. All right, Abib. First of all, there is no better place to start with the female national team. Since Sarva, thank you. Since female national team, we had their semi-final against the host today, and they lost 2-1. It was a very close game, and the results it's right there, to justify Lolo that it was looks like a very very close game. I was fortunate to watch some part of the game, as the last 15-20 minutes of the game, and I think it's um, it's important. My son's opinion. I know you've watched the first half and the second half. The second one, I was working and I had to go for Friday prayers. So unfortunately, Munuma set on first half, the second half. But you set on, and what are your overall assessment as far as the female team is concerned?
It's been a good tournament so far for the girls. In all honesty, they've been. I think they exceeded expectation for now. Knowing what is behind the scene, knowing that our league is not in progress since almost 5 months ago. Also knowing that the girls didn't train together for a long time, just over 2 weeks, and coming to this tournament and scoring goals every game, winning matches. I think it's a good achievement, Sana, so far. Definitely, I think many of us or the Gambians are all happy or proud of their efforts and their contributions towards this tournament. Because coming to a tournament, there are always motives to come. Some might come thinking that they have to win the trophy. Some might just come to participate to add numbers, but they are not here just for the numbers. They are participating, and they are into the semifinals. From the semifinals now, they still have a chance to come home with a trophy, like the third place. But talking about today's game, it was a very even game. They played well. They played really well. I think we should have won because we got some very, 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 very good chances in the final third to execute it, but we couldn't. I also think the referee didn't help because there were two deliberate handball, very clear. The referee ignored it. I think he was playing for the home home team. Like, okay, it's Cape Verde. Let me give them some kind of advantage. But in all honesty, it was a game that we have all what it takes to win the game. Sandra, to be honest, it was a good game. Maybe sometimes physically our players are not very strong. We always struggle with people with countries like Senegal or countries like Cameroon or Ghana because most of the time they out muscle our girls. Because Gambia is most of our players are very, very small and they're not very strong, but technically they are good. So talking about today's matches, they played really well. If you look at the Cape Verde goal, both goals came from set pieces. The first goal was from a corner. Our defenders were standing like that. Nobody was marking. So I don't know what happened with our captain, that guy called Rugi. Today he wasn't in. She wasn't involved. I don't know if she is injured or is it cards? I don't know, but we don't have any information about Rugi. He is our rock solid center back, but today I think we miss him because both goals could have been avoided. Sana. The first goal was a corner. The second goal was a free kick. They scored from headers, and the defense is always on a standstill. Nobody is even trying to jump. So it was unfortunate, but to sum it up, I think Gambia did well. There are things that you cannot develop during tournament. You cannot come to tournament and do some basic things. These are things that our local coaches back home have to work on. For example, the players' fitness is always a problem, sir. Girls can play, but they are really, really, really kind of weak.
Yeah,
most of them are kind of weak.
Abib, that's a very important point to note. But I think overall, if I look at the overall achievement of this team, I would say, as far as I'm concerned, they have exceeded much more personal expectations.
Even me.
Simply because we have to reflect back to see how it all started. These are players that haven't had like a competitive game for close to 5 months, 5-6 months. Believe we don't. Okay, and the league was like in July, August. League BJ, but they don't have an opportunity to be in a competition. So Ngajel knew 2 weeks you wanted to prepare them to play in a WAFU competition. They went out there, give their best because that's how I can take it. They did their extreme utmost best to make sure that they defend the country of the Gambian flag. And then preparatory wise, it's something that we can talk about. But it's a game that we lost. We don't want to be crybabies blaming X, Y, and Z. We have to be very realistic and we have to be very practical in the way we think. Tactically, I think what I saw, the past couple of games, the later part of the game today, it's all based on tactical awareness. They were completely worn out. The team they were definitely tiredness in the players. So you can attribute that to a lot of things. The fact that the league isn't on, the players are not active. and then those are areas that we can look ourselves as a nation and think, if we want to like have better results in competitions like this, we can do a little bit more, for the team, for the coaches, for everybody. You can sometimes play, but then they're total position. If there is no more energy, it's really difficult for you to be more creative, for you to do something different, because you cannot go to that extra mile to do it. You have to be physically fit to be able to do certain things. And conceding on set pieces, and I've seen against Senegal, we struggle to keep up the pace because they are players we are physically fit, and they were like, really, really difficult, putting them from what transition from attack to defense. And I think it is important, you try to noodle down. I hope the coach and his technical team would definitely be very critical. Look at the whole thing. Look at the whole tournament. After the third place playoff B, just try to look at the whole tournament on a different context. And trying to develop a technical report. Having to put it on record to say, we failed. And I think this is my personal opinion. We should not be we should not be in a state where, like, anytime they may lose tournament or you lose a game, then you're worrying about talk lila yala dogal feeling muna end. No, we have to start being thinking critically, because it's a game. It's football. We need to look at it critically. Why do we lose? What are things that we haven't done right? What are things that we can definitely improve on? There are a lot of positives that we can build up from this game, and it is up to the the technical team to submit a conclusive technical report, to the federation, to the technical department, to the technical director, which we can definitely build on. So I would say we can build on this tournament if we do the right thing. And I think, I would say well done to the technical team. They've done a great job. I know their job at this point in time was very, very difficult because of the preparatory limagis. I knew it will be very, very difficult for us to be at the climax. So, we went there, we fought hard, we lost at the semifinals, but there are a lot of things there are a lot of positive things we can pick from this game. And there are a lot of things that we can also look at critically and try to improve on in the future.
Wow, so these are facts, but come here, there are always the other side of the story. Well, if you're trying to look at the technical aspect of the team, it's a different ball game, because one of the problems of the team way, I'm patient to keep possession for a while. In football, to create chances, you have to keep possession, knock the ball. Now the opportunity to create. But what happened way, we are always in a haste to put the ball up front, and then we always lose possession. Loolu yëpp mun nga ko attribute to lack of match fitness or lack of game fitness. Why? The bigger picture mooy the local coaches yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk in the Gambia, what can they do to make things happen? Because a national team coach, you have a week or so, you have very limited time, to prepare your team. So players should come. So xoolee player bu mel ni ñoom Mbass yi nga xam ne ñu ngi jógee laay bile da nga xam ne ñii they are ready, xam nga physically yaa ngi fit, xam nga yaa ngi play on a weekly basis, yaa ngi sap. So ñi nga xam ne nekkuñ di play at one point, so play by 60 minutes 65 minutes da nga wona tey boo bàyyi xel tey bu game bi di jeex si ending the game bi fi nga xam ne Gambia they have to put more numbers up front. We couldn't do that because fekk na time boobu noonu doole jeex na. So it was unfortunate. Why? Comme ni nga ko waxee rek, there is a lot of positive coming up from this team. Benn mooy ne Gambia dem na into this tournament unprepared, because 2 weeks doyut si ligue boo xam ne mu ngi stop 4 or 5 months ago. Loolu moom is not enough. So fi ñu demee foofu noonu ñu mën a play ba àgga semi-final I think it's a plus. So Holly, this Cape Verde team is nothing special. This Cape Verde team is nothing special. You know, a fully prepared Gambian team, man, go man, dafa do this Cape Verde team. You know, the biggest worry was Senegal, because Senegal physically they are superior, mentally the same thing, and they are more motivated. Ñun Gambia ñun yëpp xam nañ how things are going when it comes to football, surtout my women football. You know, duñ la motivate, you know, financially, duñ la motivate even mentally. So the guys are just going out there to play for their country and to play for the game they love, which is football. So moo tax ñun léegi so you compare ak yeneen dëkk yi dañu day xaw a jox age, because ñoom seen players yi are just there to play football. Xam nga amuñ problème yi daala, amuñ problème yi socks, amuñ problème yi dara. They have everything they want. They are xam nga just to play football. So unlike Gambia is the opposite. Gambia is a struggle. Da nga play for passion. Xaalis nekku fa. So maybe léegi sax the girls are a little bit more motivated in a sense ne gis nañ ne léegi some of their teammates are playing in Senegal, some are playing in, you know, Liberia. Gis nañ fi the Tamba girl, Adama Tamba mu ngi in France. So léegi sax they are also playing thinking ne, hey, look, Gambia amul xaalis de, but maybe there is a chance ne we might turn pro by playing football. So yooyu fa nekk. Yow nag sooy play dëkk boo xam ne moom mu ngi am all those things mu ngi ko am, xam nga ñu ko motivate, ñu ko jox xaalis, xam nga you have everything you need. Kooku noonu easy wut, kooku noonu nga wit ko dafa difficult. Like ñii moom how to call it, Cape Verde, definitely Cape Verde moom mënuñu. Based on what I saw today, Cape Verde moom there is no way suñ team bi su amoon a month or so, 1 month of preparation, no sana the whole time bi ñu ngi wax going into the final. But we all know suñu waree point a finger, nekkut cepe bi, nekkut cepe yi, nekkut coach bi. We just blame our authorities for not doing the needful, like always. But I think Gambians should be proud of these girls. They perform really well. You know, they perform really well. And then, you know, we just have to.
Katrin Jata.
Wow.
4 games played, 7 goals. Looks like she's got all the goals for the Gambia single-handedly. What a player!
Wow, because the other star player in the team, ki nga xam ne moom moo la nekk the main man, the main star or the main girl of the team is Ola. Ola should be our target lady in the team, because physically, mom, she looks good, because mom, Daukwadla, mom, she is an athlete. So physically, she's ready. The pace is there. She's powerful. She's strong. Am I understand? Why? Yeah. I don't know what's happening to her.
No, I think the way I'm not going into technical terms on it, but I think personally the way we use Ola, that's the way I think it's not proper for her. You know, Ola could have been one of the most dangerous assets the Gambian team. She got everything. But at some point, I think that they just gave me and
that's down to her, Sana, because I watch all the matches.
No, that's one side. Lima mean one side, but when I look at it at a tactical level, I think that the game could have been much more open. So we were also, like you said, we keep possession more a little bit. But I guess that we kind of lose a lot of possessions all the time. It's really hard to put up 4 or 5 complete passes together. And I think in that way, it's really, really, really difficult to be feeding a player like Ola. Because Ola could feed, like you have Mbasi who can pass. You need to bring the play on one side, all on the blank side. And I think that's where her strength is. You know, strength and before Muneka blank side, then he would just go in with the speed to get into the box. And I think she did extremely well as well. You know, she she put a lot of energy in there. But I think it will all come down to one thing. The team, I'm not certain players when they can see team, but you can see their physical attributes. They are okay. They can go, but everybody has to be at the same level for the team to be able to put gel together. But that physicality, it is what was like the physical aspect of the game is what we definitely lack. And to me, that has played a very important part. It's a very important part of the girls' SN performance. You can see the potentials. You can see some of them are real. They are. I mean, the potential are right there. But if the physical attributes are not there, you are not physically fit. It will be definitely difficult for you to reach the heights you want to reach.
Anyway, like I said, Mom, she is one of the best in the team, but she didn't have a good tournament though. I hope she will turn out in the third place games. Because I think finishing third is also important. At least we come home with
Yeah,
a
and look, yeah,
with a
Lola,
bronze. What I'm trying to explain, am na yoo xam ne is tactical approach because wax naa ko earlier ñun duñ keep position te xam nga su nekkee ne doo keep possession dafa difficult pour nga mun a create a lot of chances. Why, if you win the ball in the final third of the pitch on a 1v1, and if you keep missing those balls, sana lolu mom bobu is a technical matter, So
yeah,
that
see,
is
it's technical, yeah.
it's not easy. But on a broader way, I think Lee Mola one sometimes we find it difficult for the coaches because players in coaches in the demal. Just say sa bu game bi jeexee, I was talking to a friend about her personally because Mahama Ola what she can be unstoppable. So I was even thinking this, I knew maybe at one point Momlen was the use as the target man up front. For example, if teams are playing on a high defense with her speed and with her speed, Munenko exploit to be giving teams a lot of a problem because Mom, she is comfortable when you put the ball in front of her. So lolu moy dolem. But if you put the Mom so pass the ball behind, that's a problem. If they struggle with that. So her biggest strength moy nga put the ball in front of her and she can race. Because lolu moy dolem. I think lolu going forward, I mean guy what say by hell because not like because he should be playing hunger. She flank bi man gom naa ne mun naa nekk a striker boo xam ne at one point Gambia is not scoring or ñu ngi lose or ñu play a different approach, play direct football boo xam ne we just need to put the ball ahead, and then she is really fast. Why the way we are playing, we have been, despite the fact that the referee was not very balanced in my opinion, but we have all the chances, Sana, today to win.
To win this game.
Because
Yep.
Cape Verde, nyari set piece lañ am, ñu score you. Despite the fact that our goalkeeper was also on top of her game. I think she is the best goalkeeper in tournament. She is fantastic. Even today, she made some brilliant saves, 1v1 saves. So if they can only score us on set pieces, Mola one suñu amoon very good centre back ñoo xam ne ñu ngi the game. The game was finished because the last goal bu ñu score was little bit late, very late. Te soo xoolee both goals dafa similar. The defense were all standing. They were all standing, flat-footed. Why? Like I said, nobody in your good mind will just say anything negative or bad about the guys. They did what they were supposed to do. They played their hearts out. We are proud of them. But going forward, there is still work to be done, and physicality is have to be there. they should start training hard. They have to add some pounds to China. If not, whenever you play Senegal or Nigeria or these countries, even if you can match them in skills or technique, they la outpower because no upper strength. You know why I think it's a good tournament. So we are all happy as Gambians because they are in the semis. So if you go to a tournament and then you are in the semis, Argentina won the World Cup, but everybody think about Morocco's performance, even though they didn't win the World Cup because they went there and they made their name. So I think we are also proud nation chepe dem nañ fofu nonu toguñ first round and then ñu ngi semi-final ba legi am nañ chance to come home with a bronze medal. So I think that is good.
Yeah, Habib, waroon nañu am Fallou Gallas of Walidan because one of the important things we want to discuss more these transfer issues will be National League in particular Walidan Football Club. But I was made to understand them we get travel from Basel, to be home, to be able
Difficult.
to join the show. So
Very
what I
difficult.
new keep Sobi 15 minutes late to make sure that we had him on board. I think it's really important to share our thoughts on this Walidan saga. Well, Balan Faduga, then go quickly the National League, New Hall standing be in Genagawe, Balanyo Defsi standing be New Hall results to pay. Real de Banjul ak Walidan played a 1-1 draw, and in Basel, and then Samga, also defeated Gap 1-0. Hawks, the defending champions, finally won 1-2-1 against Gamtel, in Banjul. This is the Gambia Football Federation league division, the first division below official, league, So this is week 4, all right, and I think we've had some great results. Demba Akbarake Demba, Team Rhino, also came out victorious in their last game. Falcons defeated Biko 2-0. Team Rhino were 2-1 winners. And Fortune, it seems like the gas is on full tank. Guy, you get really stamp there. They really make a statement. You make a statement in National League, and I think it's really important to acknowledge Lulu. Bala you stand in the table, be dinala bay nga share some thoughts in these week 4 results. Bala tried then trying to get hold of Fallou Gallas of Walidan. We want to share our opinions regarding the Walidan saga. Because the federation we on their social media side wrote that they have forfeited points from Walidan. And we will come to that. Nala buying a CSA thoughts regarding week 4 results.
Well, it's been really a very, very, very nice how to call it, beautiful game of football. You can follow scores, you can gis ne there are teams you have you can start the league strongly. For example, Rhino has been doing good. If you also look at what's the team again? Biko also then start league be strongly, even though back-to-back defeats. I think Falcons tamit gis nañ ne xam nga ñu ngi ñëw, so da nga gis ne it's been really interesting. Going back nga xool the only team boo xam ne ñoom ñoo am 100% consistency moom so far mooy Fortune. They've been solid. ñu ngi win. I think win nañ seen match yi 4 out of 4, 12 points, and then they've been keeping it very tight at the back, which is very impressive. tey gis nañ the biggest fixture in the GFF League. That is Wally daan Real de Banjul. Even though make good noise, the foreigner make noise because that's the biggest derby in the country.
I mean,
gisuñ benn noise.
Baranga Roman noise boobu noonu Baranga Roman noise bi. I mean, this should be the El Clasico of Gambian football.
No, it is the El
Clasico. Walidan, Real de Banjul. These are the two big, I mean, greatest teams in Gambian history. Davidinho, Roma. It doesn't even look like there is a game, with that magnitude in the league. What is really missing in Gambian football, Abib?
I think before ma ñëw foofu xaaral ma jékkali with this cause lu ko may dama lose sight. Gis nañ ne it's a 1-1 draw. Brikama gis nañ ne they started poorly. I think back-to-back defeat. Third game bi ñu win. Fourth game bi ñu draw. Marimo also they've been impressive. I doubt they lose a game so far. They've been Marimo.
Yeah, they're still unbeaten.
Yeah, they're still unbeaten.
After week 4, yeah.
Yeah, so Lolo Mola one they got things right. I think the Banjul teams, especially Banjul United and especially Banjul.
I will come to that. I'm having like the table in front of me right now, and I can tell you
Banjul has been struggling. I don't know why.
Banjul United they won 1-0 out of 4. Banjul won 1-0 out of 4. Hawks won 1 game out of 4. So Hawks, Banjul United, Aqua Banjul, PSV Waringara lost all 4 in the first 4 games of the league. So I mean from 16 to 13, it's about Banjul United on 13 points. On number 13, that is like 3 points. Banjul 3 points, Hawks 3 points, and PSV Waringara 0 point. PSV has -5, Hawks has -3, Banjul -2, Banjul United -2. So basically, it's like they both like except PSV Waringara, who are yet to win a game in the National League, who are yet to collect a point in their return to the first division. The rest of the teams have, Hawks have started winning today. Banjul won in their second game. Banjul United won in their third game. So there's a little bit of inconsistency between those 4 teams, those 3 teams, that is 15, 14, and 13.
Wow, man, basically, this year, league we start dafa door suma gannaaw, so I gis ne loolu joxuma the opportunity pour ma mun a check team si bu baax xool seen squad bi compare ko last year, set some of the changes yi nga xam ne moo occur and why are they struggling. So ma nekkoon Gambia, it would have been easy because I could just easily go and check myself. Why is early days? It's just week 4, and I think sometimes it's good to start, winning, but it's still early days. So some of them will try to figure out what exactly went wrong and how to come. Because Gambian League mom, so winning back-to-back games, like you are back in the mix, So none of them. Why Hamara is not looking good for those teams, especially the champions. They lose 3 games in a row. Lolu is very unusual of Hawks. Why football moment and everybody can play the game, everybody can play the game. So it's gonna be a very, 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 very tough league, Sana, I believe.
Yeah, in saying so, if you look at it critically, from 12th position, that is GAF, then the 4th position, that is Falcons. It's only 3 points that separate that 6-7 teams. Falcon is at 4th position with 7 points, followed by Gamtel, Team Rhino, Samga, Biko, Greater Tomorrow, Walidan, and Brikama United and GAF on 12 points. Yep, 3 points more than separate. You have 2 teams, Brikama and GAF. You have Brikama and GAF on 4 points. Greater Tomorrow and Walidan on 5 points. Biko sitting at 6 points. You know, they lost to win two. Sam got on 7 points. Draw Bena, win Yar. Then Team Rhino. You know, they won two, draw Bena, lose Bena. And then Gamtel. You know, Gamtel won two, draw Bena, lose Bena. Falcons. And Falcons also win two, draw Bena, lose Bena. And you can see the goal difference. Falcons has +2, Gamtel +2, Team Rhino, Samga, Biko, you know, all at +1, Greater Tomorrow -1, Walidan -1, Brickham United -2, and Gaff -3.
Well, so, like I said, it's early days.
Yeah.
If we have to play 10 games, then a clear view of, you know, teams that they will be in the race, they will struggle for relegation, and they are destined to finish mid-table. So I believe that after 10 matches in the league, we'll be able to differentiate, you know, the title contenders from the pretenders, and then next set teams your hamne. Will they make it to the fourth league next season? Because after 10 matches, I'm not that's 30 points.
Yeah.
So I'm not point so correct. You know, if you are under 10 points after 10 games, Lolo is kind of scary. You know. So why Hamada definitely I'm not teams you have then bounce back. Because a team like Brikama, I think maybe they have a false start, or I don't know what was the reason behind their slow start. Why they always find a way to come back. You know. Steve Biko, I mean, they have a very young team. Last year they were solid. They finished third. So I think the confidence is there. You know, I think playing some of their matches at Bakau will give them an edge. They might be able to collect much more points playing at home at Bakau Mini Stadium. So, like I said, it's just the beginning of the league, week 4. I think now to heading to week 5, 6, 7, 8 until week 10, we will have a clue exactly what's going to happen going forward into the second round. But for now, there is always work to be done. Now is the time for the coaches to do their job, because right now you cannot register any player, you cannot add players, so you have to manage your squad and get the right results. So I think the only team that is flying with flying colors is full tank on gas.
Yeah,
they've been great. But if you look at also the players that they brought in their team, you will understand why they are playing and why they are winning. Because if you have Aliou Bari as your number 9, goals are guaranteed.
Yeah.
There is no single doubt about that. Aliou Bari was playing for Elite. Elite were really bad last season. He still managed to score double figures, 10 goals. So if you brought Aliou Bari to Fortune, with the experienced players they had, with Ibu Sanyang behind him, with Lefo behind him, what do you expect? Goals.
Goals, yeah.
Yes, he is one of the best strikers in the league.
In the league, and he's
not even.
I mean, Aliou, to say the truth, and then he was part of the team that was supposed to go with the Chan team. It was really disappointing that the coach has to drop him at the 11th hour, because he was expecting to bring in like a foreign-based players, you know. But look at Aliou's pedigree. He has been scoring goals since he was in the second division, in the third division. You know, luckily, man, I am a living witness of his development. You know, from under 16, you know, them right down to where he is today. And I think one thing that, like you said, you can be guaranteed when Aliou play his goals, because he is now that experience that we can call he's a lot of experience now, because playing now under 20, we play now in some continental championship. When father time he was with Matar, you know, the team that goes to the WAFU Championship, and I think it is really, really important. And you acknowledge Lolo. Fortune
He
bringing
scored.
in, Fortune bringing in, in that team, it only shows you what kind of statement are they trying to make. Because Fofolabu Bugonanyo, there are two things that I want us to look at here: Marimo and Real de Banjo. You know, they have their performance is kind of a little bit similar. If we have to go by their results, Real played their first game, they won. Played their second game, they drew. Nyosi third game be, they draw. They won.
They
Nyosi
won.
fourth game be, they drew. You look at Marimo, their first game, they won. The second game, they drew. The third game, they won. The fourth game, they drew. So it's like defensively, you're gonna say the team is really, really good defensively because they are not losing games, which is very, very fundamental. But equally, Dinga gives a little bit of inconsistency in terms of their winning and the way they drew. So it will be rightly said, okay, probably, they if they can win a game, they try to settle for a draw. So they are not taking too much of risk as far as it is, as far as the results that we have right now, you can go by. They don't want to take a huge risk.
For the Elder Banjul, they have a new coach. A new coach means a new system. Means he's coming with his style of play. He will want to stamp his authority in the team. Sometimes you might be looking and have the right players who can execute your game plan accordingly. Sometimes you find it tough because in Gambia, players find it tough to execute systems. That's a fact. That's a fact, especially when you are from Europe and then you want them to play certain way. It's always difficult. But I think that's why I'm saying, let's see what's going to happen now towards 10 games. Because for Marimo, they have the same coach. Mama is there. He's a familiar guy. He's been going up and down with them for quite a long time now. So he's been impressive because down the years, sometimes they are mostly struggling, but having 8 points from 4 matches, that's a possible 12. I think that's a good one. And one of the games was against Hawks. Hawks are the champions. It's a big team. So beating Hawks 2-0 was something big for them. And now they also, I think they also played Biko inside Bakau. It was a draw. So I think Marimo so far so good. Marimo is different from Real de Banjul because the expectation of the two clubs are not the same. They are definitely not the same. So we will see what the coach will do now towards 10 matches also, because he's a new coach in a very unfamiliar territory. He's a European coming to coach in Africa. It's different. Some of the coaches you coach in Europe learn football the right way from 6 years of age to 7 to 10. So sometimes tactically they are always ready, they are sound. So in Gambia it's different. Some of the players learn football in the streets. They are talented, they are good, but they don't have the discipline to play football because they are already stars in their own neighborhood and they call them stars. So I think I would like to see what the coach wanna bring, going forward, and which kind of system he want to introduce to Real de Banjul. So
yeah, I mean, this is going to impress people, and I think Duma Davdara, we're going to share it. I'm going to put it on the screen, and we're going to share it. Alibari has scored 74 goals now from third division, second division, first division, U20, and the Chan team, and the CAF Champions League qualifier combined. This is a guy, Seydou Tambajiro, of Team Rhino. When he says he scored 74 goals, he has the records. The records
of
are right
course,
there with him. That I know him. I
Seydou,
know.
yay, he's my guy.
I know.
Come on.
So Seydou, thanks for the information, and I think this is very useful. If we can start tracking records, keep tracking records of our players, we wouldn't be struggling to know how many goals has Idrissa Sonko scored in his career, both locally international. We wouldn't struggle who is the all-time the Gambian top goal scorer. We still struggle to have the correct figures because then our Diula, he scores a certain number of goals in the league, in Europe, in the national team. We can still combine it together. But thanks to this digital wall that we can keep track of all these records. And thank you, Seydou.
I remember Alubari scored around 24 goals in the second division. 24.
Yeah.
Alubari did that. 24 goals. He scored 24 goals in the second division. Alubari is a goal poacher.
And he's a player. It's unfortunate that in 2020 he was in Turkey with Lama, and I think we need to acknowledge that. Unfortunately, that was the COVID period. It hits the whole wall, but they could have signed pro in 2020. He has to come back, play again, played in the under 20, and he's shown why he was training at the highest level. And then, his performance is right up there. And I think that he's with what he started this season, it's going to be difficult for Aliu to be stopped. And then I think he just have to put his heads up and then just keep working hard as well, because the future is really, really bright for him.
He is in the right place. He is in a good team that have ambitions. Aliu cannot play for a team without ambition. His ambitions are high. He wants to become a professional, and I think he is there to score goals. And if he is injury free, Sana, he will score as much goals. He can even score. Aliu can easily score double figures, Sana. That's minimum requirement for Aliu. Double figures. And I believe if he is injury free, he will score. Aliu will score more than 10 goals in the league this season. Definitely. He can do that because he might score brace, he might score a hat-trick in the coming weeks. So I think he made the right decision.
He's a complete striker. If I said he's a complete striker, I'm very fortunate to work with him. I'm not going to say a lot about him because so I was very fortunate to work with him, and I know every coach desire to have a player like Ali in his team.
Sana.
He can do ball, Muna play ball, he can play behind strikers. He can make an amazing run in every single game consistently. And I think his finishing is incredible. You have Aliu like Komlinga Walarek, he needs to be in a conducive atmosphere, to be able to perform. And now he got that with Fortune. I believe it's just we are yet to see the best of Aliu.
No, the numbers are there to back it up. His numbers are there to back it up. So it's not like somebody is trying to exaggerate. Aliu Bari is one of the best striker in the Gambia. It's Aliu Bari, Sekuba. Sekuba is also another goal machine. Sekuba is oh my God.
Yeah, Habib didn't go through. It looks like Fallou Gallas couldn't still make it up.
No, that's very difficult because from Basori, man, I'm a victim. Time bu yoo xam nga su ma jógee Basori may ñëw pour ma login that's very difficult. The traffic is very tight. Su nekkee amuloo power bank to charge your phone and stuff, it's always difficult to log in. Why? Yeah, we try to have him back anyway.
We will deliberate a little bit on it, and then because our principle is we would not want to talk about people. These are things they are in the open. And Pruman personally, I have seen the post on the Gambia Football Federation, send social media page, send Facebook page, and I think like the statement I saw I was a little bit baffled, but I also think that Walidan also could could make some clarifications. which I don't want to speak for Walidan, even though I was very fortunate to talk to a few people about it, and then they give me their opinion regarding the whole thing. But I think we've all seen the federation, we've been and they have forfeited Walidan's points. For fielding in against Gamtel, fielding in an ineligible player. They call it ineligible player by the name John Gomez in their game against Gamtel. And the Blues have been informed about this development in a letter sent to the club on Tuesday, 26, 2023, as determined by the organizing committee at a meeting held during the week. The player in question, according to Gamtel protest, has not been issued a clearance or a transfer to play for any club by the previous club, Gift Football Academy. In the findings on the matter, GFF organizing committee discovered that the said player John Gomez did not receive a clearance from the previous club to play for the club of his choice in the GFF Baluo official partner 2023 season. The committee further emphasized that Walidan did not submit a transfer or a clearance letter to for Mr. James John Gomez to the Gambia Football Federation until when they've been informed about the protest launched against them. Walidan opened their 2023 season campaign at home to Gamtel on the 11th of January at the Binding Mini Stadium, ended 1-1. So here's the thing. I have seen a lot of loopholes, say statement in federation, and I think this clearance issue, it should be a thing of a past as far as football is concerned. Football will get evolved. And would incident be heavy, what I did first was to lay my hands on the 2023 rules you govern the National League. And I looked at it and I came to realize these are the same rules that has been there for the past 5 years. Nothing changes. And that's the reason we keep having this issue of protest, this issue of appeal on players eligible and ineligible players. I made some findings. I cannot speak for Walidan. I'm not a member of Walidan Football Club, but we are all in football. I think we need to regulate our houses, both the clubs and the federation. And I for one, I have seen like the federation are just trying to put themselves in a financial situation because this particular player is not in the National League. It has to be crystal clear. Gift, is an academy. Okay, they said player in the but do they also make their findings now? Before they can just go out and make a statement, they need to look at what binds Nyom ak teams here. The reason later when I go through the rules and regulations, Article 7 of the Article 8 of the Gambia Football Federation competition rule 2019. The 2019 we are saying rules, it's not amended, nothing, just straight like that. So you see club management meeting, they will just make over and over come like repetition of what is going on. And I came to understand the players' contract, Article 7, Article 8, subsection 11. It reads, a player whose contract with a club has expired shall deem a free transfer player, and he or she may sign a contract with any club of his choice, of his or her choice. This is what it says, Article 8, subsection 11. And here's the argument. I understand that the player signed a contract with Gift 3.5 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever. And in the GFF constitution or the competition rules also stated you cannot sign a player more than 3 years, 3-year contract. 3-year contract. So I keep scratching my head to say, is the GFF not acting like they're not acting fast on this issue? Have they tried to check on every available evidences regarding this same thing? Because if you look at Walidan, if you talk to people from Walidan, they said they have done nothing wrong as far as this play is concerned. That's the reason we wanted to bring the Walidan people here to clarify, Lulu.
Well, Sarah, this is something very, 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 very sensitive. But there are a lot of unanswered questions here. Is the said player currently under contract with Gift? That's number one.
Yeah.
Is the player under contract with Gift? It would have been very, very, very important to have Gallas here today.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we are all in the game. I have a very good rapport with most of the teams in the Gambia. So immediately I saw this on Facebook, I called to make my findings as well. I got feedbacks from every angle, but I don't want to speak on behalf of Walidan. It would have been nice to have Gallas here, and he will explain things from the side of Walidan, because that will be official, because he's a Walidan official. But there are many, many things that need to be looked at, Sana. You know, and the affiliate, what kind of affiliation is existent between the GFF and the academies? For example, are all these academies sending their contracts to the GFF?
Question mark.
Because to verify if the player is under contract or not, one, there must be there must be a contract document which all parties should get a copy, signed and stamped by the club. Signed by the club, signed by the player, and stamped by the club. But the problem of Gambia, Sana, is most of these academies will have contact with the players, but they will not have a copy. GFF will not be in the picture. And if you want GFF to act on your problems, you have to copy them. If you copy them, if you copy to GFF, then they can act based on that, based on those copies. Just to give you an example, when Real Dabangal have a problem with Ports, the reason why Real were able to get the points, because the GFF were copied, Ports were copied. But if these academies are not affiliated to GFF in terms of sending them their players' contract, because sometimes people can make contract and just sign them like that. And the player involved, because I know Walidan will at least ask the player, are you under contract? I don't think Walidan are that, Walidan is a super big club. I don't think they will make those errors of just taking a player without knowing if the player is free or not, and just register the player and lose 3 valuable points just like that. So I think the best thing we can do, is I don't know when, maybe next week. I don't know.
We'll try to get hold of Fallou Gallas Ward.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to avoid, me and you, we all made our findings. We all made our findings.
And I know that I'm not gonna be like putting the cane on the Gambia Football Federation for specific reasons. I'm not gonna put the cane on Walidan for specific reasons. But like I said, we are not here for the GFF or for Walidan or for whoever. This is Gambian football. But one personally, I believe this should be things of the past. Everybody needs to do your job, do your homework to the best of your ability. We would not come to this issue of transfer. You have a very important point down there. It's really important to note down. And I think we will try to bring in an administrator, football administrator, just to try to dilate on this issue.
Absolutely.
What connections does the academy associations have with the Gambia Football Federation? In
Yeah.
I believe I stand to be corrected. All the academy associations should be under the Regional Football Association. Okay. But Yangi Lale point. These academies with their contract has been sent to their regional associations or to the Gambia Football Federation, which I doubt.
It's very important.
All I know is we have not the Gambia Football Federation. When had it started to be a norm for they've been putting so particular about players, teams agreeing with a player to play. You can argue, okay, Walidan submitting or submitting. That's something else. And I still believe from a footballing point of view, whatever agreement you had with anybody, the Gambia Football Federation is the parent body of football in the country. In terms of references, ñoom lañ war a reference. I still believe. But like I said, there are a lot of loopholes. Don't see who's because the topic we were expecting to have a 1 hour of it today with Galas, to make sure that the Musea shed light on this issue. I will also try to get hold of Ibu because he's been really helpful, in terms of this kind of people who don't know Ibu, that's Ibu Fai, the second vice president of the Gambia Football Federation, who's also head of the technical, who's also head of the organizing committee of the Gambia Football Federation. So this particular area is under his jurisdiction. So they could try to put him on the picture and sound his opinion if we can join the show next week. So whatever you try to find out from them. Why do they have to come to this conclusion?
GFF send appeal is never fast. It's always really slow. I don't know what has changed this year. But it's not appeal bo xamne dafa get 6 months but I'm called it from first week of the league la ñu apply la ñu appeal. There was no response until the final day of the league. So I don't know what has changed that they are fast tracking the appeals, which I think is positive.
No,
I think it's positive, and that's the way it should be.
I think it's really fishy. There's something fishy with the whole thing.
Yeah, what I'm saying is making the fast tracking the appeals is setting law position. But this has to continue. This fast tracking of appeal, it has to continue. It doesn't have to be specific for some teams. It has to continue. I like it because I think appeals definitely why, like I said, the fact that Galas nekku fi te he is the Wildan guy mom su fi nekkon nañ xam fan la Wildan taxaw ak what they got wrong or what they got right. And like I said, if Wildan get it wrong, we will say it. Amut chiki chaka. If they get it right, we will say it. So it's not like dama support left or right. Gamtel and Wildan are all Gambian teams and they have Gambian players. So there's no difference. But the reason why you going to Galas stay more pour mu leral ñom seen side of the story. Why unfortunately they were playing against Real at Basodi. It's always difficult that they had. So more munin ko am. But on a serious note, ñun fi legi platform bi am some kind of a change because conquer Gambians all over the world then they follow. We have to be very careful of the things we say. So we want to get it right. There is no agenda. It's Gambian football. There's an appeal. I mentioned 3 points. So we would like to hear the other side of the story, more from Wildan. And then, come next week, inshallah, by Friday, we are working on bringing a guy called Hamne. He lives for football. So we want to know some of these lapses with the clubs at GFF. To remedy the situation going forward. So next week, Friday, inshallah, we expect to have a very, very good guest on this platform. pour ñu mën discuss a lot of things concerning this thing, you know.
Yeah. I'm not Kula Lache. Who is
Sekouba?
Sekouba Cissé.
Sekouba Cissé.
Jola Farmer, for information, Abib Monica Agenti Sekouba.
Sekouba Cissé.
You asked the right question.
No. So hello, I'm biased. Come on, son. Why are you saying that?
No. I'm letting him know. I'm just letting him know you're Agenti Sekouba. So obviously, Jola,
Sekouba,
you ask the right questions and the right person is here who is going to answer you.
Yeah, Sekouba is the main man. He's the striker from GAF.
Yeah.
Last year he scored 13 goals. He could have scored 20 goals, but unfortunately, he got 13 when the league was not even finished. There were a lot of games left. If Sekouba wasn't injured last season, I believe he would have scored at least minimum. Sekouba would have scored 15 goals or more last season, but unfortunately, he was injured, and then he couldn't make it. So
Sekouba is a former Jambanjeli player, Bombada,
Jam City,
Brikama United, and then finally to GAF. That's him.
He's a striker, but he can score all kinds of goals inside the box, 25 yards shot, 30 yards shot, penalties, set pieces. He is a whole package, and on top of that, he's a beast, very strong. Sekouba is very, very, very strong, physically ready, and he knows where to position, where to pick the ball. Sekouba, I think he is just one of a kind. I think he is still recovering. I think he will come back stronger. He had that surgery in Dakar, but alhamdulillah, he is now back to playing because I saw him. I didn't saw him live because I just watch him online. He's back playing, but he still need time to come back to the level he was. So Sekouba Cissé, the Prince of Jam City, West Coast Region's finest striker. Lulu Faler.
I mean, thank you very much. I think we're 7 minutes into the hour, and then Nandro Cottons with Tay. It's unfortunate. Falu Galas, why he made it clear. We're gonna have we're gonna talk to him probably, and if we can have him tomorrow. Next week, and then we will try to bring in administrators, to talk about these loopholes. And and we will continue making our findings to know what really happens, because this Walidan case, there's a lot of things involved. And there's a lot of things he's on the sidelines. We don't just want to blow things up. We want to let people that are concerned talk for themselves. If the federation is right, we're gonna give them all credit. They're right. If Walidan is wrong, we will tell them you're wrong. It doesn't matter whether we know each other or we don't know each other. It doesn't really matter. It will be said as how it is. There's a thing. It's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that a team like Walidan, they're gonna lose 3 points because of administrative. Do we see administrative issues? Is there anything more than that to the whole thing? We will find out. We will definitely find out by next week. Inshallah, everything should be crystal clear. Like the federation went out to their social media site and tried to say, try to outline it. Gambia, I don't know, and I believe if Walidan has to respond to the federation, they will do also the same thing. And I believe that Walidan has been very consistent in putting up their communique on social media.
Hey, Gambia. Somebody is calling me thinking I'm a woman all these days, Sana. Gambia, seriously.
Ibrahima Yafa. You know, everybody knows that Sekuba is a good player, but the problem is he didn't have to be there. Now, where he is where are the good agents? They have to look after him. That is the problem, Gambia. We didn't have good football agents. Ibrahim Yafa.
Yeah,
So,
I think he got a point.
mm,
Because I was talking about Jaguar, Yusufa Bob.
yeah,
You know, Yusufa Bob. Yusufa Bob is a very good player, playing for a national team. Played the whole AFCON, and he's again cannot find him a good team. This is Sarah. This is madness.
total madness, complete madness.
Your client is playing. It's not like he's not playing. Look, this Nikolai Jackson going to Bournemouth for around 21 million pounds. He hardly plays for Villarreal. Sana, he hardly plays. It's not like Nicola is putting the league on fire. No,
No.
no, no.
They only know how to play their games. They have good
Yeah,
agents.
he has Jomasi Kamara as his agent. So this boy is going to Bournemouth. So you have a player, Yusufa Bob, playing, had a good AFCON, and his agent cannot get him a team. This is very sad, and it's beyond me.
Jerejef Abib, and I think
You know.
we will draw the curtains here, and then until next Friday, inshallah. And to everyone who was watching with us, you know, sharing your comments and thoughts, you know, Jerejef, thanks a lot for keeping keeping following us, you know. And
Yeah,
then next week is gonna be late. It's really gonna be late. It's gonna be late, and
it is. It is.
yeah, we're gonna bring in people like this Walid and this and anything about this Walid and stuff. We will have to dig to the roof, and then to make sure that we try to everybody know your rightful place. And then until then, Nigeria, thank you very much, and then see you all on next Friday.
Yeah, you guys have a good day, man. Nice weekend.
All right, bye bye.